Next up, I'd like to invite Brother Ricardo Pitts-Wiley to read excerpts from the letter from a Birmingham jail. Brother Pitts-Wiley is the director of Mixed Magic Theater, which is in Pawtucket, I believe. Yes, it is. He has also been active in the theater community and an advocate for black arts for, more than 50 years, I believe. He believes that our people need to have their voice lifted up more often, but also from the beginning to the middle to the end, from the design to the writing to the production to the performance to the seats, every part of it. Because of that, his vision has made that happen. And so I'd like to have him come on up and read one of the most powerful letters that Martin Luther King made. Speaks to all of us.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me all right? 3 years ago, I had the privilege to coach a group of young people to read Martin Luther King's letter from Birmingham jail. It turned into more than an exercise in art. It turned into a bit of a crusade for me. I think that this letter is one of the three greatest documents in American history. Along with the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, the letter from Birmingham jail. It is a cautionary tale and a warning to America that if you don't mind your P's and Q's, if you don't take care of your people, the people will revolt. And nothing good comes out of a revolution when wrong could have been avoided. I'm just going to read a short segment from this magnificent letter, but I encourage you, if you haven't read it, read it, and encourage every young person you know to read it. It is a magnificent document, and among other things, one of the things that King did was he elevated activism to art through language. As a teacher, I teach my students all the time, he who controls the language, or she who controls the language, controls the power. You might well ask, why direct action? Why sit-ins, marches, etc.? Isn't negotiation a better path? You are exactly right in your call for negotiation. Indeed, this is the purpose of direct action. Nonviolent direct action seeks to create such a crisis and establish such creative tension that a community that has constantly refused to negotiate is forced to confront the issue. It seeks so to dramatize the issue so that it can be no longer ignored. My citing the creation of tension as part of the work of the nonviolent resistor may sound rather shocking, but I must confess I am not afraid of the word tension. I have earnestly opposed violent tension, but there's a type of constructive, nonviolent tension which is necessary for growth. The purpose of our direct action program is to create a situation so crisis-packed that it will inevitably open the door to negotiation. My friends, I must say to you that we have not made a single gain in civil rights without legal and nonviolent pressure. History is a long and tragic story of the fact that privileged groups seldom give up their privileges voluntarily. Individuals may see the moral light and give up their unjust posture, but as Reinhold Niebuhr has reminded us, groups are more immoral than individuals. We know through painful experience that freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. Frankly, I have yet to engage in a direct action movement that was well-timed, according to the timetable of those who have not suffered unduly from the disease of segregation. For years now, I have heard the word wait. It rings in the ear of every Negro with a piercing familiarity. This wait has almost always meant never. It has been a tantalizing dialogue, relieving the emotional stress for a moment, only to give birth to an ill-informed infant of frustration. We must come to see with the distinguished jurist of yesterday that justice too long delayed is justice denied. This is a part of one of the most magnificent oratory pieces, letters in American history. I encourage you to read it. I also encourage you to do something that King talked about so eloquently in this letter. You got to be woke. And we have to stop telling young people that we've come a long way, but we've got a long way to go. We have come a long way, but at some point, young people want to see the finish line so they can start a new race. And if we don't show them the finish line, they're going to run in a different direction, and none of us will ever get to the finish line. Thank you very much.